today's video, I have the first reading wrap-up of 2025 for you guys. I'm gonna be talking about the three books that I finished last month, so in January. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I pretty much enjoyed what I read last month, and I can't wait to share my thoughts with you. So get ready for some book triggers and me rambling about my feelings on these stories. So I would say without any further ado, let's jump right into this book review. Alright, so we are starting off with this one right here, the first book that I finished in January. The first book that I read in 2025. Which is called You've Reached Sam. You've reached Sam. You've reached Sam. By the author Dustin, Thao. So that was the first book that I picked up last month. For the beginning of this year, I just, by the end of last year, I had read, I think, 3 more thrillers and those kind of books. So I really wanted something a little bit more lightweight to start off the new year with. I wanted a romance book, and I was kinda, digging into my physical TBR, the books that I bought last year, or over the last year, and I was just, going through all of my options. I actually believe I even asked my boyfriend to pick a book for me, and he chose for this one. Like, we both decided on this one, and I'm not mad about it. But let's start off first what the story is about. So the story is about Julie. I think this should portray her, the main character, Julie. She's a teenager, 18 years old, and her boyfriend of 3 years, Sam, has died in an accident, a car accident, and so the book centers around the topic of mourning and, grief, loss, love, letting go. Those are all like topics that this book discusses a lot. And I must say, this book is a very emotional one. Like, it's an emotional roller coaster. But I just forgot a detail that I should mention. I don't want to spoil too much of the story at this point, but because if you want to pick this up, I don't want to spoil too much. But basically what the story is about is Julie, while missing Sam a lot, and she does not know how to move on with her life, basically. She calls him, so she calls his phone number, and eventually he picks up the phone and answers her. So, and she somehow discovers they are still connected to each other, so she can call him and he will pick up anytime, like he promised her when he was alive. And he still does, and she doesn't know how it works. He doesn't know either, because she has asked him. should not be too dark. And I must say, this book definitely took me on the emotional roller coaster that I pictured while picking this up. But I did not see myself ending up crying like tons of tears while reading it. It was like so heart-wrenching. This book definitely tore my heart apart. It left such an impact on me. You know, it made me cry. I don't know if it made me laugh. I think because of obviously there were like, you know, bad times pictured as well, and also like funny moments, or just parts of it that made me smile, of course, too. But overall, it was just a very sad story. And having a long-term relationship myself, I could just really feel what Julie felt. Like, it was very relatable for me, because I could picture myself in her position, and I was like, I would be like, I don't know how I could handle it, if you get what I want to say. And she tried to find her own way to, like, you know, find a new purpose in life, and just kind of find what she wants to do now that he's gone and all of that. She wants to kind of find her own way to deal with it, what happened. And yeah, she needs to find a way to like let him go without forgetting about him or so. Like I said, I do not want to spoil too much, but it's like a very cute, or like not cute, you know, they're like teenagers, so that's why I call it cute. It's a lovely love story, the romance story between them, because you also get like flashbacks of how they met and all of that, how they fell in love with each other eventually, and how their relationship evolved. So that was great to read in between the darker, sadder moments. To have those kind of, you know, flashbacks that brought some lightness to it. But in fact, yeah, it definitely made me think of my own life, or like how I would behave in that situation, how I would feel, and all of that. And it got close to my heart, like it hit home somehow. I don't know, I really loved it. Also, the writing style, I really enjoyed. It was easy to follow, although I read this in English, so the original language it was published in. And yeah, I'm so happy I picked this up. This at around, I believe, 300 pages, like approximately, yeah, 290, something like that. So a pretty good book to start the year off with, because it's not like too much. And also, like, I love the design of it, by the way. So these sprayed edges and all of it, also this artwork is very beautifully done. And yeah, this book definitely made me buy the other book that the author published not too long ago, and I will read it this year as well. At least that's my goal. But yeah, as you can probably already tell, I rated this one 5 stars. Five stars. Because I really loved it, and yeah, I can definitely recommend it to you guys if you want a little bit of an emotional, sad, but also lovely and kind of encouraging book about like teenage romance, grief, loss, and finding a way back after a tragedy. Okay, so then this brings us to the second book that I followed the first one up with. And this is a completely different genre. The first one was obviously romance. So it was a romance novel. this book, I've featured it in a collectible of mine that I posted. Maybe it was like even the last video that I posted, because I posted it a little bit later than I filmed it. I like pre-filmed, and I needed to like push it up before this video went up, so here we go. But it's a non-fiction book about feminism. It's actually my first ever book around that topic that I've read. So it was like a kind of a Kickstarter for that topic. For me, it is called Too Much by German author Lea Joy Friedel. Lea Joy Friedel. And the subtitle says, Was es kostet, eine Frau zu sein? Which basically means what it costs to be a woman. I adore the design of this book. I think I even spoke about it in my collectible where, you know, I showed you this, and I'm still so much in love with it. Like, the design is so cool. It's very nicely done. Props to the designer. At this point, it's really, really great. I love it. It's just my type of vibe. Kind of minimalistic style even. And the colors, just so cool. It's a hardcover copy. A very beautiful one. There's even like this kind of thing that you can use as a bookmark. And as you can see, I annotated this one using pink and light pink colored post-its, so sticky notes. Also on the inside it's very beautiful. There's like this flower design and all of that, so yeah, I really like how this looks. But let's just talk about what this is about. So, like I said, it is a feminist book, so it discusses the topic of feminism, and especially it concentrates on what it costs to be a woman, like the title features. So, but not only like the financial costs, but also, you know, the chapters. Like each chapter discusses another cost in the life of a woman. So basically, she chose chapter titles like it costs self-confidence, it costs money, it costs autonomy, it costs diversity, it costs health, and so on. So like there are the different things that we got robbed as a woman, like while being a woman. We get robbed different things. It's like hard to explain, but you know, it's obviously like metaphorically. But the author just wants to kind of show the burdens of being a woman. So the book should portray all of the negative influences that we have to deal with just because we are female. And, you know, reading that book, I definitely went in very motivated because I definitely wanted to find out more about the topic, educate myself a little bit more, and also to have like a close friend who is very much into that topic. She's like very well educated and she always talks to us about it, like me and my other girlfriends. And I must say, I've opened myself a little bit more to that topic, and I just want to, you know, dig deeper into this kind of area just to like create more awareness of what what's going on in our everyday lives and all of that. And yeah, I found it very interesting and fascinating to read, I must say. Although, I gotta admit, obviously, like, the topic itself has got this, or like it brings out negative feelings while you read it. But I think that's what, you know, it's inevitable, if you get me. Like, the topic is just a very heavy one, and it brings out feelings that are not too good. But at the same time, that's how we should feel while reading something like that. I think that would be like the goal even. So she does not want to make us feel bad or a man to feel guilty or something. She just wants to put out facts and just I don't know, give this topic some space to be discussed. Basically, she wants to educate people and just, like I said, create awareness around all of that, and just share her own thoughts on what she believes we all could do better, like to do better certain things. Yeah, to make living with each other a little bit easier. Yeah, with the main focus on like feminism and all of that. So overall, I definitely enjoyed this book. I don't know if like enjoy is a proper word for that. So it was not entertaining by any means, but it was definitely eye-opening, and I could find out more and just dig deeper into this whole, you know, topic, like I said, and just I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It was very interesting, you know. She also brought a lot of examples that she either experienced herself. She also put a lot of personal experiences in this book, which made it a little bit more I don't know, lively maybe. So it brought just some personality into it, if you know what I'm talking about. So you got to get to know about her personal experiences, which I liked because I knew, okay, I can relate to it, you know, I've gone through the same thing, or I get what she means. It all made there's no 5 stars. I think mainly because it's, like I said, a hard pill to swallow. It just brings out a lot of negative feelings while you're reading it, and sometimes you just have to stop yourself to like kind of get into a better mood. But it's also important, so yeah, 4 stars it is. And lastly, I finished this 3rd book in January, and this is also a non-fiction book. I just kind of was feeling like I wanted to read more non-fiction at the time, and I definitely am not mad about it. You know, I tend to read a lot of novels, romance books, thrillers, all of that with like fictional stories. But right now, I'm just really more in the mood for kind of books that feature like real stories, real facts, all of that. And so I made a poll on my Instagram profile, like in my story, where I asked you guys who follow me on Instagram to vote for either this book or another one that I featured, which was Atomic Habits. You may have heard about this one as well, because I really could not decide. I just wanted one of those, but I somehow was feeling this one a little bit more, just a tiny bit, but I needed some help. And you guys decided for this one, so that was definitely good for me. I was happy that you chose this one. So this book is called Want. W-A-N-T. Want. Simple as that. And the author is Gillian Anderson. So basically this book, like I said, is also non-fiction, and it features a collection of letters that were sent to Gillian Anderson and her team. And it also says here, submitted by Anonymous. So these are all letters from women all over the world, from like different, I don't know, age groups, ethnicity groups or backgrounds, different countries, different, I don't know, like some of them were like in a relationship or married, others were single, and it also featured their sexual orientation, and I think a few other parts, like I think religion and their annual salary. Yeah, something like this. I think it even says it here somewhere. I don't want to lie about it, but I forgot. Okay, I cannot read it to you, I'm sorry. So, they could choose to share their ethnic group and nationality, religion, annual income, sexual orientation, relationship status, and children, so if they had children or not. And yeah, basically some of them answered all of these, while others choose to like stay completely anonymous, and they did not even, you know, reveal one of those things. So that made it definitely interesting. The whole concept of this book was like very fascinating for me, and it definitely was. It's kind of hard to explain or like find the right words. You know, this book was definitely entertaining very large group, like a lot of diversity. I also think this book showed a lot of diversity and variety of the letters and the fantasies that those women shared with the team and with all the readers. So like basically with the whole world out there. Sorry, I have troubles speaking or bringing to words what I wanna say. Actually, so like I said, some fantasies were written more in detail than others, while some of them were like 3 to 4 pages. And they were also divided into different chapters. So divided into like groups, like similar groups. For examples, off limits, the captive, kink, strangers, or power and submission. So those were just a few of the different groups of topics or chapters that these fantasies were divided into. So that was also interesting to see like how the author and her team chose, or like what kind of letters they chose to put into this book to like create a great variety, and how they managed to like sort them, you know what I mean? So create the different chapters because it all made sense somehow. And yeah, like I said, it was very interesting for me to read, also exciting at some points. You know, I also found myself relating to some of these. Yeah, I think for me as a woman, it was like very great to get a look into the fantasies of other women around the world. It was like something I've never read before. And yeah, it's definitely fascinating. And also, like I said, the great diversity and variety creates, I think it just shows somehow that women also do have like a, how do I say that? Like, they also do have sexual fantasies, while the media tries to put that onto man only. So the media, at least what I experience a lot, the media tries to portray it like that, as if man would be the only sexual beings on this earth, which is definitely not true. And I think that's what was the goal of the author, to like give women the chance to kind of express their own feelings and their own fantasies, their thoughts. And in some way, this seemed to me as it was a symbol for women empowerment, if that makes any sense. So, because women would have the opportunity to finally like share their great inner, you know, what was inside their head, while everyone might be thinking that only man would have like secret fantasies or something. So that was the most interesting part for me, and I was kind of happy for all these women that they could share what they felt and what they need and what they want. What they want, basically. I think the title is very fitting. So yeah, I did enjoy this, of course. I definitely flew through it. Like I said, it was an easy read for me. This was also in English, by the way, so I chose the original language for this one. It was very easy to follow, and yeah, definitely excited for more like that. And I would rate this one 3 stars. 3. I don't know, it's just, I think this was definitely a cool book. Like, it was a good old time, if you know what I'm talking about. I enjoyed it. It definitely brought me some entertainment, and I felt like the women empowerment part and all of that. But it was just not so outstanding that I would rate this more than 3, which I think is a decent amount of stars, so like a decent rating. But I just do not see myself rating it more than that. I could definitely recommend this to other women or also men out there who would want to dig into this topic. It's a great book for sure, but I must say the other 2 ones just hit the spot a little bit more for me, so, or maybe no, I think 3 stars it is. Yeah, let's keep it with that. Alright, my loves, so that was it. Those were the three books that I finished in January. Overall, very happy with my choices. I enjoyed all of them. And yeah, there was no book that I could not recommend to you guys. So if you want to read any of these, definitely go for it. And yeah, stay tuned for my February reading wrap up, which will go live in a few weeks. I'm even halfway through my next book, so let's see how many I can manage to read this month. Nevertheless, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and thanks for watching. I hope it was relaxing, and I wish you a great